Hello viewers, welcome to this very special episode of Beyond the Bites. The northeastern state of Mizoram is all set to vote on November 28th. We have already seen some high-profile campaigning in the hill state, which signifies that the upcoming polls are extremely crucial for all political parties in fray. While for the Congress, it is about retaining its last remaining bastion in the region, for the BJP, Mizoram is one state where it would desperately want to get entry in its bid to make the entire Northeast Congress Mukt. Then we have the MNF, which is confident of returning to power after a decade. While the parties are making all-out efforts to woo voters, are the real issues getting lost in the rhetoric? Are the basic problems that Mizoram faces being addressed? Is the interest of the youth being taken into consideration? There are many more questions, viewers, and to throw more light on this, we'll be joined by young, bright students from Mizoram University from Aizawl, and we also have in our panel Dr. Benjamin Silo from the Geography Department of Mizoram University, and also in the panel is Xavier Lalruat-Kima. He is the Vice President of the Mizoram University Students' Council. A very warm welcome to all of you in this Mizoram election special episode of Beyond the Bites, especially the young students of Mizoram University. Your views matter a lot ahead of the polls. Now, to start with, I'll go first to Xavier Lalruat-Kima. Xavier, if you can hear me, it has been quite an exciting run-up to the polls so far with a lot of action, campaigning, war of words. How do you look at the campaigning process so far? Xavier.
No, thank you very much. First of all, the campaign atmosphere has been quite intriguing in Mizoram, with the MNF on the rise, as so to say, and the Congress is still holding strong, and ZNP starting to come up as well. The atmosphere of the campaign, the election is quite strong and heavy for each party. That is what we believe.
So what do you make out of the campaign so far? Are people's concerns being addressed? Or is it just about rhetorics, promises, like any other polls in any part of the country? What is your observation? What has been your observation of the campaign so far?
I believe that the manifesto has changed compared to other elections, because the political parties are now addressing some of the crucial issues that the people are facing, and I believe that it has changed in that point of view.
Dr. Benjamin Silo, coming to you, it has again been quite an exciting run-up to the polls. Have you been satisfied with the campaigning? Are the parties, do you think, as an observer, as a neutral observer, do you think the parties are addressing people's concerns, they're addressing the right issues, or it's all about attacking each other and trying to corner each other? What has been your observation so far?
Yes, the parties are doing everything they could, and it has been so normal election time, and I haven't observed any kind of severe fighting between the parties. So the influence of those MPF has been, and other organizations have been very welcoming, and I think this has been a trend in this state.
Now that's a very important point you made. I would like to go back to Xavier Lalruat-Kima. Xavier, do you feel it is again in Mizoram? It is again about all about the Congress and the MNF? Is the battle only between the Congress and the MNF as it has been in Mizoram since the creation of the state, or do you think times are changing? There is scope for a third front, new players in fray. Can the Congress and the MNF take the voters yet again for granted?
Well, we believe that in that point of view, it is very confusing right now, because it is not the same as before. Things have been changing quite a lot. So we believe that not only the MNF or the Congress, but the ZMP is also, we believe that the students believe that they have a chance, ZPM, sorry, a chance to may win this election as well.
So you feel the ZPM is a serious contender. If I can go to Isaac, Isaac is with the youngsters from Mizoram University. Isaac, what is the common feeling among the youth? Do they think, again, this is yet another battle between the Congress and the MNF only? Or is there a change, a silent change in dynamics? Things may change. Neither the Congress nor the MNF can take the voters for granted. What is the common feeling among the youth? If you can ask them, Isaac.
Okay, I'll ask one of the leaders of the students union who is sitting next to me. So, what is the feeling right now at the moment? Will it be the Congress and the MNF like the same old only, and or will there be a change in the elections? Will there be a change in the upcoming assembly polls this time?
Uh, yeah, thank you. In my opinion, I think that they have equal chance. Let's say it's at BM also. That's Zoram movement, and this let's assume the big three. Uh, Among these three, uh, I put equal chance to form government between MNF and ZPM, and how ZPM, how the party workers or the campaigner works within these few days will be a big factor.
So with the entrance of the newly floated party like the Prism or like the Zoram Thar or like we can say the even the ZPM also or the newly floated party. So will there be a change in the upcoming election polls? What do you think?
Um, yeah. Even Prism, they are having a good manifesto, which can make a huge change if they are taking up this government. But I don't know. I hope so that each and every one are having an equal chance. So that's my opinion.
So is like the BJP are also trying to make an account here in Mizoram. They are setting in 39 candidates so far. They are trying to make an account with like the top guns are coming. Like yesterday, Amit Shah is visiting Mizoram and Narendra Modi is coming soon. So they are trying to make an account here in Mizoram. So will there be a chance for the
So
BJP to make an account in the state?
Isaac,
Yeah, in my
Yes.
Isaac, we will
Yes.
come to that. We will come to that in due course of time. In the meantime, I'd like to go back to Xavier Lalruat Kima again. Xavier, if you can hear me, we had the Congress President Rahul Gandhi campaigning in Mizoram, and of course, there was basically no development, no big promises or no promises at all, so to say, by Mr. Gandhi during his campaign. Most of his speech was focused on attacking the BJP and the MNF. Okay, so is it, how is the situation in the ground? Do you think the Congress does not have much to say as far as the development factor is concerned, as they have been ruling the state for the last 10 years? And so all the focus was on attacking the MNF and the BJP. Do you think the Congress is at a loss of words when it comes to developmental issues in today's Mizoram?
I am not in the position to say that they are, but as from a point of view, maybe they are, because as you mentioned, the Congress has been in power for 10 years and not that much of development has been established here in Mizoram. So maybe the way to win is to attack others. Party, I really don't know. I really don't think that I am in a position to say that. But yes, in one point of view, it can be that.
Okay, I would like to go back to Isaac on that. Isaac, the same question to the students sitting with you. Congress President Rahul Gandhi, of course, focusing his entire attention on targeting the BJP and the MNF, did not talk much about development. Of course, he mentioned how under the Congress rule, the state had moved into an era of peace, but no big development provinces in a state which does need big mega projects. Does this come as a surprise, or is the Congress worried? They have been ruling for 10 years. Is there anti-incumbency big time on the ground? What is the feeling of the youths, Isaac?
Okay. Okay. Rahul Gandhi has visited Mizoram yesterday, and he's saying that the BJP and the MNF are making a secret alliance between them, and even like he's saying that he's saying that the development of the Congress between 10 years, and was this like was this slamming on the BJP? Was this like the fearing of the fearing of the BJP in this assembly polls? So what do you think about this?
Actually, in my opinion, CMNF uh, s- told us that they have no interaction with BJP, but in deep they will have some connection.
Okay,
But
what do you
Isaac,
think about like Rahul Gandhi's? Mm. Hello.
yes, Isaac, the question was the Congress president rather spoke more, or rather focused more on attacking the BJP and the MNF, and spoke almost nothing about development. Okay, so is there an anti-incumbency factor on ground in Mizoram? That's the question. Do the youths
Okay.
feel there's an
Okay.
anti-incumbency factor in Mizoram today?
Okay. 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 The Congress President Rahul Gandhi spoke that there's no development at all in the BJP government. So do you feel that there is an anti-incumbency factor as a student?
Uh, uh, Viewing as the whole country, I think there's a lot of development, especially in defense under BJP. But what the battle between inside these are Mizoram is that fear of BJP, because Hinduism and something like that, their ideology and something like that. But as a whole of the country, yeah, they have done a lot of work.
Okay, back to you.
Okay, Isaac. Of course, the young
Okay.
man sitting next to you did mention that the BJP, of course, has that's his view. Of course, has brought a lot of development around in the country, but still there is
Yes.
quote unquote
Yes.
a fear for the party. But if you can put the question, the BJP chief, BJP National President Amit Shah, who was also there. Made
Yes.
big development promises. If you see the BJP's manifesto, they have only focused on development.
Yes.
Moreover, the BJP
Yes.
is in power.
Yes.
The BJP is in power or in coalition in most of the northeastern states today. In fact, Mizoram is the last Congress bastion. So do you think the Congress, do they think the Congress is falling short of strategy and trying to create a fear psychosis against parties like the BJP to stop them from gaining entry into Mizoram?
Okay, I'll ask one of the students leaders here. So the BJP has released manifesto yesterday, saying that it's all like their manifesto is full of development, full of developmental projects here in the state. So, but the Congress has been saying that there's no development at all. So, will this be the fearing of like the BJP entry into the state?
Um, I think that BJP might not be able to make a, a great result this time, but maybe in the next election they will come up with a great thing. But this time, with their manifestos and all, I don't think it will work.
But
So I'll ask well the ones who sit next to me.
okay.
The BJP and yesterday they released manifesto that it's all full of development. Okay, so the BJP have already making a government in the Northeast Transit, even in they make the coalition government, especially in the Northeast Transit. So the Congress, like, do you think that the Congress fear the entry of BJPs into the state of Mizoram?
Actually, see, not only Congress, but all the Mizoram as nation, it seems we fear the entry of BJP.
Okay, back to you.
Okay. I'll get back to Dr. Benjamin Silo. Dr. Silo, in Mizoram, no party has come to power for a third time in a row. Third time in a row. So, do you think that's a factor to be worried about for the Congress?
Yeah, that is one big issue. The anti-incumbency factor is not as great as we have experienced during the last 10 years. So this time Congress, it has a great chance to form the government for the third time. However, this anti-incumbency factor and other plus factors, they may have, the MNF has a little edge than the Congress. So to me, the entire election process and those who are winning, it depends on the local constituencies, the candidates who has a good reliability factors rather than the anti-incumbency factor and other development factors.
Okay. We'll have to take a short break at this moment, but don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll discuss what the aspirations of the youths are, what do they hope from these elections, from these polls. Don't go anywhere, short break. Yeah. Welcome back. You're watching this special episode of Beyond the Bytes on Mizoram elections. We are joined by some students from Mizoram University who are discussing their aspirations, their hopes from the polls, and also to get a feel of the ground zero in Mizoram ahead of the crucial November 28 polls. I'll again go straight to our colleague Isaac, who is with the youth from the Mizoram University. Well, Isaac, a lot of campaigning has already happened. The Congress leaders, the opposition leaders have made a lot of promises. But can we ask some of the youths there, what are their aspirations, their expectations, their hopes from these elections? Do you think they will bring about a wave of change, or is it still the same? Is it like any other election this time? Isaac.
Okay. We are only 6 days away from the elections, and we are even the parties are also said are also finished starting their campaign, and even the campaign is also going on, and it is likely like the end of the campaign already. So, do you think that the Congress will win this for the third time, and or will there be a change here in the state? So, what is your expectation in the upcoming assembly polls?
Thank you. And as it is my opinion, as our friends already said before, all the parties have equal chance. But as we know that the Congress Party has already have a power during 10 years, the last 10 years, and they'll still work for it, and they still give their full effort to rule again our state. So I think there is a high hope comparing to other parties, for my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, the students feel that there might be a chance for
Isaac,
the other parties which
Okay, can we ask them what are their expectations from the polls, irrespective of which party wins? Do they think there'll be a change in things? There will be development, there will be infrastructure building, there will be more institutes, more colleges, more health centers, better roads. Do they expect a change from these polls?
Okay. Can you tell me what do you expect from these polls, or like from the upcoming government?
As I said, between the big three, I'm not mentioning BJP because, in my opinion, I think BJP is just a political ball for the other parties. By saying other parties that they work with BJP, they work together, and some said we don't, and they are just like a political ball. And I think there will be a majority rule, mm, no need for coalition government, and between the big three, uh, I put a little chance to, I give a little chance to Congress, and MNF and ZPM, I put them in equal chance. As I said, how they work within these few days will be a great factor. And what most of us in the peoples of Mizoram want is that a change. What I said was, even if the Congress became power again, or even MNF or ZPM, we want change. We don't want how they rule, how our state go. We want
Isaac,
change.
Isaac,
Whomever became into power, we want change.
Isaac, Isaac, can you ask them what are their expectations from the polls, not which party will win or which party will not come to power? What do
Okay.
they expect?
Okay.
Do they expect a change in Mizoram? Do you expect development irrespective of which party comes to power?
Okay.
We are not talking, we
Okay.
can come to
Okay.
that later
Okay.
of which party has
Okay.
higher chances.
Okay. Okay. Do you expect like there will be a change in these upcoming polls? Do you expect like a change here, like better roads, better more development, not in the party wise? So do you expect from these upcoming polls?
Yeah, obviously, I expect a good result of after they form a government, because most of the people, everyone, let me say, uh, every people wants a good development, a great change in terms of a road and every other aspects. Um, like even in information technology as well, and other infrastructure as well, and also skills development and yeah, power also. So we need change, and we really need it.
There's a need for
Okay,
change.
back to you.
Need for change is what
Yes.
the young Mizo voter feels today. I would like to go back to Dr. Benjamin Silo. Dr. Silo, what do you think is the dilemma of the common voter in Mizoram today? We had 20 years of Congress rule, 10 years of MNF rule, and again, both the parties are contesting, fighting each other, one trying to retain power, one trying to get back to power. In this, what is the dilemma of the young Mizo voter who wants development, who wants change, who wants better health infrastructure, who wants more educational institutes, who wants big roads, better roads? Is there hope? Is there hope beyond the polls? What is the general feeling, Dr. Silo?
Change is a big word, and there has been a development, initiative to change the government structure, the entire administrative structure. This time, the ZPM has been trying to shell a new system of administration called Val Upa Council, a traditional form of administration. But I don't know how many people have been buying this change. Anyway, the Congress and the MNF have been, forming government for the last, since 1987. So many youth have been trying to see a change in a new party or in the form of some kind of developmental works. So there is a kind of expectation among the youth to see a new government. But at the core of the electorate, there are so many people who have been clinging with the traditional parties like the Congress and the MNF. So it is really difficult to see a change if the entire system is not uprooted at this particular point of time.
Okay, I would put the same question to you, Xavier Lalruat Kima. What does the common voter hope from these polls? We had both the Congress and MNF ruling the state ever since its creation. And yet again, we have the two parties who are contesting each other, one trying to retain power, another trying to get back to power. We have other regional parties like the ZPM, which is making a mark, which is trying to make a difference. But what is the aspiration of the common voter? What does the common voter expect? And what is the common voter's dilemma?
As we say, if we say change, the youth of Mizoram really want to see changes in many fields, in many areas of the sectors. The students are particularly, want to create more jobs. That is a very big issue, as we all know. Here in Mizoram, the requirement for new jobs is very big.
Absolutely.
And also in education fields like the MIMER and any different other institutions need to be more developed. And yes, before we said before, change could be brought by any political parties here in Mizoram. Any parties, any parties could bring the changes, but the youth wants change, not from any particular party, but if the change is
in the
brought
way
about
the
by
parties function. Change in the way the parties function once they are voted to power. That's what the youth wants. Do you think both the Congress and the MNF have addressed some of the key issues that you mentioned just now in their campaigns so far, or has it all been about targeting each other? Has it all been about mudslinging? Have the issues been highlighted? Are the parties talking about issues at all, or they are busy targeting each other? What is the common feeling, Xavier?
In the different manifestos by the different parties, we believe that the issues are well addressed, but the actions to take after any political party come into power is a different question and a different thing to say. So of course they have highlighted the issues that the youth are facing, but whether that is to be implemented is upon the new government.
Absolutely. Implementation is something which has been lacking as far as successive governments are concerned. Now, going back to Dr. Benjamin Silo, do you think this election is rendered different from the earlier ones because there are all of a sudden so many players in fray? We have the BJP, despite everything, they have been able to gain attention in Mizoram. We have the NPP, which is making its poll debut. Plus, we have other regional parties. So, do you think for the first time in the history of Mizoram, it's not just about the Congress and the MNF, but there are other factors which can as well change the entire course of action?
Yeah, right. This is the first time that national parties, rather than Congress, like BJP, are trying to make inroads. NPP is also trying to come into the state, and this is the first time that we have been experiencing in this state. And there is a kind of feeling that the BJP, there is an anti-BJP movement among many people, let me say. in the previous elections, it was about development issues, it was about land use policies, it was about some kind of distribution. But here, the main thing, two things are coming in the bigger picture. One is anti-BJP issue among
So in their bid,
the Mizo people,
in
with
their
the
bid,
exception of the
in their bid to target the BJP, are the real issues being sidelined? Especially the Congress, in its bid to target the BJP, trying to pose the BJP
yes.
as the enemy. Are the real issues, are they sidelining the real issues that have plagued this state for long, which have not been addressed by successive governments? And is this not sad, even after years since the creation of the state?
Yeah, right. You know, the Congress has been accusing the MNF to be a part of the NEDA and like a partner of the BJP. And the MNF is not willing to accept it. And you may have read in the newspaper that the Chief Minister, the former Chief Minister, MNF leader, Mizoram has said that, yeah, we are a part of it, but we are like not going to join hands with the BJP. So they are accusing each other, and the BJP is also trying to woo the Congress and the MNF when the elections results are out. They have been saying that we can join hands with both of them, unlike in the mainland India. So this is
of course, these are reports, speculations all around. Yes. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. So, okay. Because there is a fear that the BJP might have put some kind of trouble to the Christian community, especially to the Christian community. So, this is one big issue that in this current election. So, many developmental issues like road conditions, like housing issues, and educational health sector issues have been rather sidelined because of this. And another issue is like prohibition. So these two issues and are the two main big issues that we are facing here in this current election.
So basically, in their bid to target the BJP, a lot of development issues are getting sidelined in this polls, especially the Congress. In fact, we had the party president Rahul Gandhi coming in, focusing his almost entire speech on targeting the BJP and the MNF, and which the BJP says is like trying to create a fear psychosis among the people of the state. The Congress, of course, has diverted, or rather is diverting, all its energy and resources in trying to create the fear of BJP in Mizoram. On this note, we'll take a very short break. Don't go anywhere. Much more coming up on the other side. Welcome back. You're watching this special episode of Beyond the Bites on Mizoram elections. What are the aspirations of the youth? So how have the parties been campaigning so far? Have they addressed the real issues, or has it been all about mudslinging and targeting each other? I'll get back to you, Isaac. Isaac, if you can ask the youth, the young students of Mizoram University who are there with you, how big is an issue is that of liquor ban in the state? The MNF is playing big on this issue. How big an issue is that of liquor ban in Mizoram, if you can get the reactions of the youths?
Okay, I'll ask the ones who sit in the middle. How big is the issue of the liquor ban in the state? The MNF has put like their manifesto as they will leave the liquor MLPC Act, which is the Liquor Act, Liquor Prohibition Act. So, what is your opinion on this?
Let's put the as I'm a Christian, in the Christian vision, it's so difficult to go and cope with the Congress policy. But as seeing as a citizen, as have a vision regarding our state, I think comparing to the others, like other state and before the last decades of our state, so it is good to sell liquor. And I don't have opinion, like as we know, it's very difficult to make even a personal opinion regarding this. There is a chance of good things, there is a chance of a bad thing. So this is just a political ball regarding between MNF and Congress. Even if
Okay.
the Congress come up make this rule again, I think they will surely see to it whether it is work or it is bad to it is bad for our state. Even if the MNF
Okay.
made a majority in this election, if they want to remove this selling of liquor, it will be good. If they continue, I think there will be a chance of good. It is only depending upon who implement these rules, who
Okay,
take care
okay,
of
okay.
this. I think that's is my opinion.
Very nicely put there, neutral view. Isaac, if you can also ask the youths around you, what, according to them, are the key issues in these polls? What do they think should be the key issues in these polls?
Okay. Okay. What do you think should be the key issues in these polls, in these upcoming polls?
Uh, the issues.
The key issues for the parties in these upcoming polls.
For the youth,
Yeah,
what do they want? What do they
there's-
expect?
For
What
the
are the important
what do you
issues for
want?
them?
What do you expect?
What concerns them? What is their issues?
What do you expect, and
What are their
Okay,
issues? What are
what
the
is
issues
the-
they are
what-
facing, which the
Okay.
parties
What are the
should address?
Okay, what are the students' issues, and what are the important issues for the students in this upcoming polls?
Yeah, since for education also politics is very important. As a world history, as we look back, if politics field is bad, the education level cannot be good. So it's link. There's a link between education. So for as a student, we the student also need to have a good think about the politics and all, because the system, our education system is very bad, not only in our state, as a whole country. In this education system, it only tests our memory, it does not test our intelligence. Uh, uh, a person who can memorize longer the theorem, the notes, will get high mark in the exam, and but it does not test our intelligence. How good is that student's brain or something like that? As we study master degree, and after 2 years we will have master degree, and what we will do after that? We will rushing for a little job, and where's our professional line? Where's every Mizo, as a Mizo guy, every Mizo youth have a talent to survive in this world, but there's no, we don't have to
Exactly,
to
Isaac.
show our way, our
Yeah,
professional
exactly,
line. There's no
exactly.
government till now. So as a student, we need to change, really change.
Exactly, jobs are a real key issue for the youths. If you can ask any of the youths, do they think any of the parties so far has in their campaigns addressed this issue of job creation? Of course, the BJP has promised 50,000 jobs for unemployed youths if they are voted to power. But what about the other parties?
5,000.
What is their promise, and do the youths have any hope from that? Isaac?
Okay. Are there any parties who set like the development for the youth, especially for the youth, who's taken for the development of the youth, like even
For job
for example,
creation,
like
basically job
educations and all,
creation.
for job creations, yeah, basically job creations. So are there any parties said their manifesto?
Can you please repeat the question?
Are there any parties like who set like their manifesto like job
Basically,
creations
the
for the especially
BJP
for, especially for the youth?
the BJP has
And the
promised
BJP
50,000
like
jobs to the
in the
youths,
manifesto,
but
the
do they see the
BJP.
other parties, including the Congress, the
Yeah.
MNF, the ZPM, have they been able to, address this issue of the youth, the issue of job creation, Isaac?
Yes. Yes. Yes, the BJP has promised like 3,000 job creation of 3,000.
50,000 jobs
Okay.
rather.
So 50, yes, 50,000. So are there any parties like who set like their manifesto like job creations for the youth, especially for the youth?
Yeah, as per, so far, I've, I think Prism only Prism have, yeah, they have offered jobs. I don't exactly the numbers. And about Congress, I'm not aware about that. And other parties, yeah,
So,
ZPM.
so Isaac,
Examine.
okay, I'll go back to Xavier Lalruat Kima here. Xavier, we just saw the issue of job creation. None of the parties seem to have touched base on one of these very important key issues in the run-up to the polls so far. The manifesto says a lot. The manifesto says a lot. But when it comes to their campaignings, their public speeches, this issue of job creation till now doesn't seem to be much of a concern for the parties. Isn't this alarming, especially for the youths of Mizoram?
Yes, of course it is an alarming issue because what comes next for us in the future is finding jobs. And if the government is not really taking any initiative on that field, it will be very big trouble for us. But in the manifestos, we can only say the manifestos because nothing has been implemented yet or any government has been formed yet. In the manifestos it is mentioned, and more like today in Mizoram we are more leaning towards entrepreneurship. So that is also another issue that is being addressed by the political parties. But in the context of employment, it has not really been mentioned in their speeches.
Absolutely. Going back to Dr. Benjamin Silo here, just days ago, in fact, the whole lot of NGOs and youths and people of Aizawl came to the streets protesting, demanding rather the removal of the CEO, Chief Electoral Officer Mizoram SB Shashank. It was a show of unity by the youths of Mizoram, by the NGOs, by the common people. What does this signify? And the youths definitely have the power to take that message to the political parties also, that for the betterment, if it is, they have the power to come together for a cause. What does it signify? We had thousands of protesters coming, out in the streets of Aizawl demanding the ouster of the CEO. It was a show of unity. What does this signify?
Yeah, that shows a great unity among the Mizo people. But coming into the election, that doesn't have anything to signify much, because that kind of unity could be done, could be expected through non-government organizations in which every Mizo youth or every Mizo is a member of that. So, but what it may signify is that if the youth has come up with some kind of issues, serious issues, then it will be greatly difficult, hardly difficult to, to ignore it. So that just signifies the power of the Mizo youth towards the, if they would like to show their solidarity and towards the development process of the state, then that may be a great example for the Mizo people.
And also, Dr. Silo, the NGOs, the civil society have been doing a great job in the state of Mizoram in streamlining a lot of things. In streamlining a lot of things. Do you think they can play a greater role in awakening the masses, especially during these times, during poll times, to try and force the political parties to deliver on the promises they make time and again, year after year?
Yeah, that is a little bit difficult question, because when it comes to when it comes to politics, then great differences come among the people. I may expect. Sorry. Hello.
Yes,
Hello?
yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello? Okay, okay. So the civil society, it has done a really, really great job by forming such a kind of platform like the MPF, where it is an exemplar to the entire Indian nation. But apart from that, these local political issues, it is really difficult to agree upon each other for all the parties. So you cannot just unite them in the political field. To me,
Not as easy as it seems. Of course, I'll get back to Isaac here. Isaac, if you can ask the young students around you, what would be their demands from the new government that will be formed post December 11? What would they like to demand from that new government? And you can take a few reactions on that, Isaac.
Okay. Okay. What would be your demand for the upcoming SMP Plus, which will be formed on December 11? What is your demand on this new government?
Demand on this new government means the
The new government will form on December 11. So, what is your demand?
um, as we see our condition, our state Mizoram, what we are facing. We are facing so many issues especially regarding transportation, education system, and a low quality of education, and even the rural areas people, those who work hard every day to earn their livelihood. So I think the new government should take into consideration regarding the road safety, education system, and especially for the special scheme for the rural people.
Okay, and what about you? What is your demand for the new government?
First of all, change in terms of like I have said before, like infrastructure, education also, and like what skills development, and what this
So basically,
entrepreneurship, like,
it's very clear.
And wait.
Yes, yes. Basically, it's very clear, Isaac. The aspiration, the demand of the youth, they are simple, basic. They need better education, better infrastructure, better livelihood, aspirations, and that's as simple as that. Political parties may go ahead with the rhetorics, but the demands of the youths are simple. They want a better future. Xavier Lalruat Kema, if you can add to that, what are the expectations from the new government, and do you think there is hope beyond this poll? You just heard the youths saying their aspirations about jobs, about education, about employment, about livelihood. Are the political parties taking note of this? Can we hope for a better Mizoram post December 11? Xavier, very quickly.
Yes, yes, I think it is necessary. The demands and the aspirations of the youth is quite simple. Like you have mentioned, jobs, better life. But the key issues is that we need development in all sectors, not only in education, but in everyday life. We need development. The development is the demand. The all-round development is the demand.
All-round development is the call from the people of Mizoram. Dr. Benjamin Silo, last words from you. We are running out of time. Okay, we are having some connectivity issues. So we heard the youths there. We heard the voice of the youths of Mizoram. Development is the call. Better livelihood, better roads, better infrastructure. The political parties, despite all the mudslinging, despite targeting each other, they should take note of all these, because every 5 years there's an election. And they better be on the path of development. That's what the voters, the young voters, are saying. On that note, we end this special episode of Beyond the Bites. Stay well, stay safe.